Good evening, everyone. This is your evening news recap, your nightly news podcast on all the news that I come across throughout the day, giving you my take as somebody who aspires to be a politician in the near future. Hopefully, all you guys are doing wonderful. Hopefully, all you guys are well. Today is December 13th, and it is Saturday, I believe. That is correct. Hopefully, everyone is doing wonderful on this Saturday. Hopefully, all you guys are getting the rest and relaxation you need, from this week and all of that. Outside of that, though, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. All the support would be greatly appreciated as we are trying to reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube by this summer. And if you're on Substack, please consider subscribing as well. It's $8 a month, and all funds help me pay for the things that I need to pay for in my life, like groceries, clothing, and all those kinds of things. If not you, though, you can always subscribe for free. I truly do appreciate all forms of support on this content. With that being said, though, let's get into the news from today. Also, yes, I am in California at the moment. We will be heading back to Colorado on the 30th. Outside of that, though, we're in California for a little bit, and that's how it's going to be. Anyways, let's get into the news. The first topic we have today is the Trump administration is seeking DNA from foreign tourists. On top of 5 years of social media history, the Trump administration is also looking to get foreign tourists' DNA. The notice from the Federal Register says high-value data fields will be added to the ESTA applications, including fingerprints, irises, and even DNA. Tourists may have to also provide information about family members, including names, phone numbers, addresses, as well as date and locations of birth. This is insane on so many levels. Not only that, but it is extremely excessive. There is no reason we should be breaching people's privacy this much, especially when they're not even from the United States. Truly, there is no reason for this at all. At all. This administration continues to attack one of the biggest industries in this country, that being tourism. They continue to tear into it and harm it more and more, really day by day. And it's going to get worse and worse, which will have so many negative impacts on not just that industry, but the economy. Tourism is one of the largest parts of the economy in the United States, and negatively impacting that is not going to help us in the slightest. In other news, the Trump administration may reclassify weed. The White House is expected to ease restrictions on weed on Monday in a new executive order to be signed by Trump. This would allow for the reclassification of the drug, causing the investment market to soar, and overall would help the weed market quite a bit, as it would allow these companies to fall under different tax regulations. It also opens up more scientific opportunities. The order would lower weed from a Schedule 1 drug to a Schedule 3 drug. This is great news, and I really hope it is the case. Weed should be seen as alcohol and tobacco is. If anything, alcohol and tobacco should be considered worse for you because they are, but unfortunately that will never happen. Now, does this impact your consuming experience? No, not really, but it will make the market more profitable as a whole, and expand scientific research and do so much more things that very much could, impact your consumption experience in a positive way. This is a great thing, and I'm excited to see how it goes. Hopefully, scientific research comes out in a great way, and hopefully we can move to make this, more as a socially acceptable thing rather than a scheduled thing. Weed shouldn't be scheduled. Weed should be socially acceptable. I mean, it's 2025. A lot of people are smoking weed, and it's just going to keep growing. It really is. There's no reason for us to stop it. In other news, the Trump administration is shifting to renovations of D.C. golf course. Trump is seeking to renovate golf courses in Washington, D.C., according to the Wall Street Journal. He told the Wall Street Journal on Friday, "If we do them, we'll do it really beautifully." He said the courses were run down and neglected, but how does he plan to do it? By taking control from the National Links Trust, who currently run the courses, with a 50-year lease to operate, restore, and maintain the courses. So how does he plan to pay for this? I'm assuming taxpayer dollars, but I really hope not. I mean, leave it to Trump to spend taxpayer dollars on arguably the most boring sport, but it's not shocking. I mean, it's his favorite sport. He does it all the time. He's going to want to do things that benefit him. We've already seen him do this time and time again, and I'm sure if these courses are restored, we will catch him on these courses very frequently, just like we do already with him going home very frequently to golf. It's wasteful spending, and it's very common these days for that to be the case. Hopefully we can see a change here, but I'm not going to be surprised when this happens. Anyways, moving on into our ICE segment, churches are putting up anti-ICE nativity scenes across the United States. Churches across the United States are putting up anti-ICE nativity scenes portraying Jesus, Mary, and Joseph as victims of the agency. One church in Chicago features Jesus wrapped in foil blankets with his wrists zip-tied. The figure and another figure of Mary wearing a gas mask representing protesters as she's being flanked by Roman soldiers, which represent the ICE agents. In another church, the figures are gone, instead, leaving a sign reading, "Due to ICE activity in our community, the Holy Family is hiding." This is absolutely a powerful message. I myself am not religious, but religion plays a powerful role in so many people's lives, and a message like this will and can be very impactful. It displays how horrid ICE is and how it can really impact anyone. Something that needs to be changed. The threat from ICE is there, and it's a massive one. And it really terrorizes communities on so many levels, and it's horrendous that has to remain a common thing. In other news, the TSA is providing travelers information to ICE. TSA is sending a passenger list to ICE, making it easier for them to detain and deport travelers, according to new reports from the New York Times. This led to the arrest of Amy Lucia Lopez Veloza, the college student who was recently flying home over Thanksgiving break but got detained by ICE in the process. Since March, on essentially a daily basis, these files have been sent, providing images of the flyers along with flight information so ICE can detain them upon arrival. This is absolutely insane and should not be legal in the slightest. I took a flight yesterday, which means ICE had my data related to the flight along with a picture of me, which is something I personally am not okay with at all. I don't think that's something anyone should personally be okay with. People should be able to travel without an interruption. Using airports to detain people is insane and should not be allowed in the slightest. Take a sip of water real quick. Anyways, moving on into our segment about the Epstein files, where we have one topic here today. New Epstein images have been released. More photos have been released from Epstein's estate, showing his connections with many powerful people, including Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, Steve Bannon, Bill Gates, Richard Branson, and more. These photos give us more of an extent to the relationships Epstein had with these individuals. The ones, of course, with Trump display him with 6 women with leis, with faces redacted, of course, while in other images displays Trump's face on a condom package with the caption, "I'm huge." I believe I also saw an image of Trump, not Trump, but a pumpkin dressed up to look like Trump, which was also very interesting. Other images showed Bannon and Epstein Epstein in a mirror together. Say that 10 times fast. Bill Clinton with Epstein, as well as another couple. Bill Gates with Prince Andrew, along with Larry Summers and Alan Dershowitz. There are also pictures of Epstein in a bathtub and a close-up of Epstein's face. More pictures from the estate have been released. Just a ton of new pictures that we haven't seen before, obviously. These photos were very interesting, to say the least. Nothing really groundbreaking, but they do show us information that we did already know. I'd say really the only thing big about this is it proves that Trump is wrong when he claims that he isn't connected to Epstein. I mean, we all knew that was incorrect, but he can't continue to claim that he isn't. I mean, there was literally pictures with his face on condoms, like, in the man's house. Like, that's just, come on. Trump is for sure connected to Epstein and definitely did know about the things going on within the Epstein files. It is very possible that he was also partaking in those things. Let's not forget Trump also owned beauty pageants for young women. Anyways, moving on into our other news segment today, U.S. troops have unfortunately been ambushed and killed in Syria. 2 U.S. soldiers and a U.S. civilian serving as an interpreter were killed and ambushed after shots were fired on a mission town in Syria. According to a Pentagon spokesperson, Sean Parnell, the attack occurred during a key leader engagement, and 3 other service members have also been injured. The attack is under investigation, and according to U.S. Central Command, it was a result of ISIS. The conflict in Syria has been ongoing for a long time. I believe it started, or the civil war at least started in 2011, as groups across the country are still trying to establish control over it. It's a conflict we've been involved in for a while now, due to wanting influence over the Middle East. just as everything else these days, it's really a story as old as time for this country at this point, which is why I doubt anything happens because of this, unfortunately. Rest in peace to those troops and civilian. I wish speedy recovery to those injured as well. But I don't see this, erupting into a big deal. I really don't. This is ongoing conflict we were actively participating in, and it's kind of what happens in ongoing conflicts. In other news, a possible shooter is active at Brown University as we speak. This is an ongoing situation, and I'll provide you a full update on it tomorrow. But an active shooter was reported at Brown University's Rhode Island campus. A suspect remains at large. One alert. I'm going to sneeze, and it's going to happen while I'm reading this. I'm just saying it now. One alert said a person is in custody, but the Providence Police Department warns to exercise caution and avoid the area. In a post on True Social, Trump announced that the suspect was caught. He wrote, "I've been briefed on the shooting that took place at Brown University in Rhode Island. The FBI is on scene. The suspect is in custody. God bless the victims and their families." But Trump would later go on to retract this, saying that it was incorrect. This situation and all of these shootings are absolutely horrific. Although information is not out yet, I don't believe. We can make a little check right now. I have a notification from the Washington Post, and I don't know if this is 100%. I'm not going to read the full article, but it says that at least 2 are dead and 8 have been injured in the shooting. And although information is not out yet in its entirely, it seems that people have been shot, and my full condolences go to their families. Anyone who's passed. Once again, we have another far too common occurrence of school shootings taking place in this country, and changes need to be made to stop that. That being said, though, thank you everyone for watching today's episode. I hope you all enjoyed it. It has definitely been a very interesting past 2 days in the news world. But yeah, thank you all for watching. It's definitely been a day for sure. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. All the support would be really appreciated. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube by this summer. We're getting super close. We're literally 1 away from 700. Come on, guys, lock in. Share it with your friends, share it with your family, anyone you believe who might be interested in this content. Share it over them. Tell them to subscribe. All the support is greatly appreciated. And drop a comment below. 7 words for the algorithm, If you're on Substack, though, please consider subscribing as well. All funds go to me. It helps me favor the things that I need to do in my life. Like my groceries, clothing, all those kinds of things, bills, all that. It's $8 a month, and it really, really does help me out a shit ton. So if you can, I would truly appreciate that. Yeah, with that being said, thank you all for watching today's episode. I will see you all tomorrow.